The pods no longer hummed with silent sleep. They pulsed with hesitant life. Faces lifted, eyes wide with confusion, some bright with awe, others clouded with fear. Each awakening brought a tremor not of the earth, but of perception itself, a ripple through the dream vessel that had lasted centuries. Laera and Nerin moved carefully among them. The first who had awakened clung to her hand, grounding themselves in the solidity of her presence. Others followed in small clusters, whispering fragments of memories that had been folded into the dreaming. Some remembered fleeting glimpses of the waking world, frost on the river, the first bloom of a hesitant green sprout, the quiet hum of streets once abandoned. Others remembered only the dream, still vivid and consuming. They spoke of cities that never existed, of faces that had never been, of roles they had played for lifetimes. "This is too much," one young woman murmured, trembling. "Everything I thought was real was just threads." Nerin knelt beside her, voice steady. "Threads, yes, but threads that you can now hold in your hands. They were never meant to trap you. They were meant to guide you until you could walk free." Laera watched the city respond to their awareness. The frost receded faster where the newly awakened stepped. Tiny shoots unfurled along the pavements. Buildings that had trembled in the lingering dream logic straightened. The city itself seemed to breathe with them, sensing the first conscious presence in centuries. Some, however, resisted. Their minds clung to the dreaming, terrified to leave what had been their only reality. One man lashed out, knocking a pod aside, screaming that the world outside was not real. Another curled in a corner, whispering that he had belonged to the dream and would return if left alone. Laera glanced at Nerin. "We can't force them," she said quietly. "They have to choose." He nodded. "Choice is the anchor. Without it, the vessel remains. A dream, not life." She turned back to the crowd. "You're safe. You can stay, or you can step back, but you must decide for yourselves. The waking world is waiting, and it needs you awake." A hush fell, heavier than any sound. For the first time, the weight of centuries pressed against them, a reminder of what had been lost and what could now be reclaimed. The hybrid loom beneath them pulsed with subtle approval, its light weaving between the awakened, guiding but never commanding. Each pulse brought courage, clarity, and the faintest whisper of hope. Laera felt her own heartbeat align with it. She was no longer alone. Nerin was beside her, and together they could shepherd this fragile dawn, balancing between the remnants of the dream and the possibilities of the waking world. Some would stumble, some would falter, some would return to sleep, but some, the first to awaken fully, would become the first threads of a new pattern, one that could guide both dreaming and waking, uniting the two as never before. Laera exhaled. For the first time in her long journey, she felt the weight of centuries ease. The first stirrings of life had begun, and she knew that the hardest work was only just beginning.